So this is Ramakrishna. So today just let us know the basics about software testing. Okay, and if you want to give any answers, just type in the chat box. So chat box is available here, the GoToMeeting. So just you can chat anything to give the answers. Fine. Now today just let us know what is software, what is testing and everything. See, first, what is software? What is software? Up to colleges, the software means the same definition we learned. What is it? A set of executable programs in a computer. What is software? A set of executable programs or a collection of programs. A set of executable programs or collection of programs in a computer. Collection of programs in a computer. It's called software. It's called software. Next. Next, let us know what is testing. So what is software means? A set of executable programs in a computer or a collection of programs in a computer. It's called software. Nowadays, software is very important for any process, for any business. And what is testing? What is testing? First, let us know what is testing. Then we can discuss about software testing. The testing means anything comparison between expected value equal to actual value. So what is testing means the comparison between expected value and actual value. What are the expected value? What are the actual value? Customer requirement. Whatever customer expecting, it's called expected value. Based on customer requirement, the developer application is called actual value. Based on customer requirement, developer application is called actual value. Once again, testing means so anywhere and anything, the comparison between expected value and actual value. In the IT organizations also, testing means we need to compare the both. What are the both? Expected value and actual value. Now let us know what is software testing. What is software testing? What is software testing? Software testing means, now try to understand. Software means a set of executable programs in a computer. Testing means the comparison between expected value and actual value. Now, what is software testing? Software testing means, I will show the simple diagram, try to understand. What is software testing? See, follow here my diagram, like one customer, they can provide first some requirements to developer, like one customer, and they can provide some requirements to developer. Now, based on the requirement, developer or programmer, they can start the develop application based on customer requirement. This is developed application. Who will develop the application? Programmer or developer based on customer requirement. Try to understand. First, customer, they can provide some requirements to developer or programmer. Then developer can develop the application based on customer requirement. After completion of development, the developer application before giving to customer, the developer application before giving to customer, as a testing engineer, our job will be start. What is our job? We need to compare the expected value from the customer, like customer requirement is called expected value. Actual value means the developed application by the developer. The developed application is called actual value. As a testing engineer, after completion of development, we need to compare expected value equal to actual value or not. Try to understand. First, customer, they can provide some requirements to developer. So developer can start the develop the application based on customer requirement. After completion of development, the application before giving to customer as a testing engineer, so we need to compare expected value and actual value. What are the expected value? What are the actual value? The customer requirement is called expected value. Customer requirement is called expected value. Based on requirement, developed application is called actual value. So after completion of development as a testing engineer, our job will be start. What is our job? After completion of development, the application before giving to customer, we need to compare expected value equal to actual value or not, or whether the application developer as per customer requirement or not. During this process, if expected value not equal to with the actual value, it's called defect. If expected value not equal to actual value, it's called defect. For example, customer expectation, customer requirement, the first requirement, the first page should be login page. First page should be login page. But my developer, very talented people, they develop a home page. So customer expectation login page, right? But my developer develop a home page. Now here requirement not equal to expected not equal to actual value, right? So if expected value not equal to actual value, it's called defect. What is defect? If expected value not equal to actual value, or if any deviations in between requirements, it's called defect. Try to understand. One customer, they will provide some requirements to developer, and developer will develop the application based on customer requirement. After completion of develop the application before giving to customer as a testing engineer, we need to compare expected value and actual value. The customer requirement is called expected value. Based on requirement, developer application is called actual value. If expected value not equal to the actual value, it's called defect. It's called defect. Now see, so we need to discuss about what is software testing, right? So what is software means a set of executable program. A collection of programs is called software. What is testing? The comparison between expected value and actual value. Now what is software testing? The software testing means, so follow this diagram. It is a process, right? Process from customer to developer, and again from developer to testing engineer, and again testing engineer to customer. Once again, this is process from customer to developer, developer to testing engineer, and again from testing engineer to customer. So it is a process to develop the application. It is a process to develop to executing an application with an intention of finding defects is called software testing. Try to understand. It is a process, right? Process from customer to developer, developer to testing engineer. So it is a process to executing an application. Why this process we are executing to executing an application? It is a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects. Once again, try to understand what is the simple definition for software testing. It is a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects. With an intention of finding defects, it's called software testing. It's called software testing. Here I am writing. It's a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects. So this is called software testing. The simple definitions. Simple definition. What is software testing? It is a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects is called software testing. Software testing. In the software testing, based on our diagram, so development done by programmers, testing done by testing engineers. Testing done by testing engineers. Once again, try to understand. Development done by programmers. Testing done by testing engineers. Testing done by testing engineers, and testing engineers are also called as quality analyst. Quality analyst. But you know one thing, in IT companies, to develop the application, so separate team, programming team, to test the application, separate team, testing engineers and quality analyst. But see, for example, I am going to one carpenter shop. I am giving my requirements to carpenter. So carpenter start development. After completion of development, the table before given to customer, the same carpenter will conducting testing. Is it right or wrong? The same carpenter will conducting testing. There is no separate testing team. Means in carpenter shop, development testing both done by the same persons. Same like that. In our home, our mother daily she's cooking daily some items, but before giving to us, she will taste it, right? Means in our home there is no separate preparation team, there is no separate testing team. Both done by the same person, our mother, right? Means what I am saying, mostly who will develop the things, the same people will conducting testing also. But in IT companies, to develop the application, IT companies, they can maintain the separate teams like programmers, and to conduct testing, they are maintain separate teams like testing engineers. Why? Try to understand. Like, you know one thing, just you have to know one small history of software testing. Like, what is the history? Before 2001, not now, just one small flashback. Before 2001, in IT company, development and testing both done by same person. Who is the same person? Programmer. Yes, really. In the before 2001, in IT companies there is no testing engineers. After completion of development, the developed application before giving to customer, the same programmer will conducting testing. But before 2001, every yearly, out of the 100% of the projects, so how many success, how many failure? Try to understand. Out of 100% of the projects, 70% of the projects failure. How many? 70% of the projects failure. 30% of project success. Then, so IT companies totally collapse and confused also. Why 70% of the software failure finally? Then, to know the reasons for failure, IT companies approach with SEI. SEI stands for Software Engineering Institute. SEI stands for Software Engineering Institute. Try to understand. Before 2001, development and testing both done by the same person. Who is the same person? Programmer. Now, but at the time, every yearly, out of the 100% of the projects, 70% of the projects failure and 30% of the project success. Then, to know the reasons for failure, IT companies approach with SEI. SEI stands for Software Engineering Institute. It was established to know the reasons for failure. And so finally, SEI analyze the failures, finally prepare some guidelines. What are the guidelines? After completion of development, the developer application, before giving to customer, who will require? Testing engineer. Who is required? Testing engineer required. So before 2001, there is no testing engineer jobs. 2001 onwards, to conduct the separate testing on application, so testing engineer job started. So our testing job starts from 2001 onwards. Before 2001, in IT companies, there is no testing jobs. Understand? Like, so before 2001, both are by the same person, but what is the output? 70% of the software is failure. Due to this reason, so IT companies, 2001 onwards, they are maintain separate testing teams. Okay. Then, I think you have one down. Here, already programmer after completion of development, they are conducting testing, right? Then again, why testing engineer required? Why? Because programmer they are conducting testing, testing engineer also they are conducting testing. But what is difference? Programmer, they're conducting only positive testing. But as a testing engineer, we need to conduct positive testing as well as negative testing. What is positive, what is negative? The simple one thing, application check with valid inputs is called positive testing, and application check with invalid inputs is called negative testing. Once again, application check with valid inputs is called positive testing, and application check with invalid inputs is called negative testing. Programmer, they are conducting only positive testing, but as a testing engineer, we need to conduct the both. What are the both? Positive testing as well as negative testing. So positive testing means application check with the valid inputs is called positive testing, and the negative testing means application check with invalid inputs is called negative testing. Negative testing. Okay. So see, due to this, based on this history, our job starts from only 2001 onwards. Before 2001, in IT companies, there is no testing engineer jobs. Only testing jobs start from 2001 onwards. Okay, clear? Okay, once again, what is the definition of software testing? It is a process to executing an application with an intention of finding defects. So what is defect? So let us know the terminology first. In it is the new terminology, so don't confuse about the terminology. So first one is error, second one is defect, comma bug, and the next one failure. Try to understand error, defect, comma bug, and failure. Try to understand what is the differences between error, defect, comma bug. Once we get the project from the client, what is the implementation activities? First, developer develop the application, after testing engineer conducting testing, then release to customer, right? Now first error. What is error? Developer to develop the application, they have to write some coding. They have to write some codings by using some technology, Java, .NET, PHP, something by using some technology. Programmer, they need to write some coding. While writing the coding, if programmer find out any mistake in programming, the mistake is called error. The mistake is called error. This terminology using by developer. Try to understand. Developer, while develop the application, means while develop the application, programmer, they have to write some codings, right? While develop the application, if programmer find out any mistake in coding, the mistake is called error. Once again, developer, while develop the application, if programmer find out any mistake in coding, the mistake is called error. Next, defect, comma bug. After completion of development, what is the next phase? Testing. So testing time, if any expected value not equal to actual value, or if any deviations in between requirements, it's called defect, comma bug. Once again, during testing time, if any expected value not equal to actual value, or if any deviations in between requirements, it's called defect, comma bug. This terminology using by testing engineer. This terminology using by testing engineer. Try to understand error. This terminology using by developer. Next, defect, comma bug. This terminology using by testing engineer. So first error, developer, while develop the application, if programmer find out any mistake in coding, is called error. Like I think you hear syntax errors, right? Other those syntax errors is called error. So this is terminology using by developer. The next one, defect, comma bug. During testing, if any expected value not equal to with the actual value, or if any deviations in between requirements, it's called defect, comma bug. This terminology using by testing engineer. And the final one, after completion of development, after completion of testing, release to customer. So customer during utilization, who is the person? Customer during utilization. If customer facing any problem from the application, the problem is called failure. So customer during utilization, if customer facing any problem from the application, the problem is called failure. Example, today I purchased one mobile, start using that during utilization I am facing some problems. So as a customer, so I am using the common terminology failure, like Samsung S4 is a failure, Samsung Grand Mobile is a failure. Like the failure word common usage by customer or end user. Customer or end user. Try to understand. Actually, what I'm saying the finally, so error, defect, comma, bug, and the failure, the same meaning. Same meaning. Error means like developer while develop the application, if they find out any mistake in programming, it's called error. This terminology using by developer. Next, defect, comma, bug. While conducting testing, if any expected value not equal to with the actual value, or if any deviations in between requirements, it's called defect, comma, bug. Next, failure. During utilization, if customer facing any problem from the application, the problem is called failure. This terminology using by customer. Now, as a testing engineer, so what is our terminology? Defect, comma, bug. I hope it's clear for you. Okay. And any doubts in the chat box, please, you can chart that. And again, I'll repeat the same task if you have any doubts. Okay. Fine. Then now, let us know the differences between project and product. The differences between project and product. What is project? What is product? The simple one thing, which is developer for the specific customer requirement. Which is developer for the specific customer requirement, it's called project. And what is product? Which is developer for entire market requirement. Which is developer for entire market requirement, it's called product. Once again, which is developer for specific customer requirements is called project, and which is developer for entire market requirements is called product. Now, example, I established one bank. In my bank, I need one accounting, so I need one ATM application based on my requirement. Now it comes into the project. Why? Because this ATM application need to developer for only specific customer requirement. Now I need Microsoft Excel to store all employee information in my bank. So Microsoft Excel is a product. Anyone can use, anyone can purchase. It comes into the product. Once again, which is developer for specific customer requirement is called project, which is developer for entire market requirement is called product. For example, like I want to stitch my shirt, so with my measurements, I am going to one tailoring shop, I am giving my requirements to tailor shop, I am giving my requirements. Now, so they can stitch one shirt, it comes into the project. Why? Because based on my requirement, it will be stitched. So it comes into project. Now I am going to one Reebok branded showroom, and I need to purchase the branded jeans, branded t-shirts, branded shoes, everything comes into product. Why? Because it's developer for everyone, not only based on my requirement, not only based on your requirement. So finally what I'm saying, so which is developer for specific customer requirement is called project, which is developer for entire market requirement is called product. So one more example, like www.google.com and www.bigclassstudents.com. So let's take two applications. One is a Google application, second one is Big Class Students. Google application, everyone we can use. You can use, I can use, and any person they can use. So it comes into product. But bigclassstudents.com only for big class students. So the outside students they are not able to use. It comes into project. So which is developer for specific customer requirement is called project, which is developer for entire market requirement is called product. Now, so what is a project-based IT companies? TCS, Tech Mahindra, Cognizant, those are called project-based IT companies. And what about product-based companies? Microsoft, Google, HP, Samsung, everything comes into product-based companies. And the one simple example, like some specific festival suite, specific marriage suite comes into project, and Tirupati Laddu comes into product. But what is product means don't call Tirupati Laddu. Just I am giving example here. Okay. So once again, so what is project? Which is developer for specific customer requirement is called project, and what is product? Which is developer for entire market requirement. Entire market requirement, it's called product. And our applications, two types of applications. What are the two types of applications? One is web-based applications. Second one is Windows-based applications. What is web-based applications? What is Windows-based applications? Simple thing, which is working with internet those applications is called web-based applications. Which is working without internet, those applications is called Windows-based application. Once again, which is working with internet applications is called web. Which is working without internet is called window. Now, for example, so Gmail, Google, Facebook, without browsers, without server, it's not working, right? So it comes into web application. Next, Windows. Next, Windows like calculator, operating systems, Excel. So now even our mobile, everyone comes into software. But without internet, those applications are working. It comes into Windows. The simple purpose which is working with internet or browsers, it's called web. Which is working with it without internet and without browsers, it comes into Windows. Now, any application, either web application or Windows application, we can test two ways. Our software testing, any software, either web application or Windows application, any software testing two types. One is manual testing. Second one is automation testing. First, let us know what is the meaning of manual, what is the meaning of automation. Any software, either web or window, either project or product, anything. So software testing two types. One is the manual testing, second one is the automation testing. What is manual, what is automation? The simple one thing. First example, today I need to go to temple from my home. Today I need to go to temple from my home. From home to temple, by walk I am going. It comes into manual process. From my home to temple, by using bike and car and bus, it comes into automation. Try to understand. So manually means only with the help of human, like only human interactions, and automation testing means with the help of tools. So again, I will show a small diagram. Try to understand what is a manual testing and what is the automation testing. See, now manual testing and automation testing. Here, one testing engineer to conduct testing on application. One testing engineer to conducting testing on application. Only by the human interactions. It's called manual testing. Same testing engineer to conduct testing on application. So with the help of, in between testing engineers and application, with the help of tools. In between testing engineers and application, with the help of tools, it's called automation testing. So once again, try to understand like manual testing and automation testing. What is manual testing? What is automation testing? Manual testing and automation testing, any testing engineer required. But if it is a manual testing, so testing engineer only by the human interactions. Automation testing engineer with the help of tools and softwares. Once again, so by the human interactions conducted testing on application is called manual testing, and with the help of tools and softwares, it's called automation testing. Like manual testing and automation testing. Any project we can conduct two types, manual and automation. Now let us know the simple definitions for the manual testing and automation testing. So manual testing, it is a process to executing an application by the human interactions. It's called manual testing. Once again, what is manual testing? It is a process to conducting testing on application by the human interactions is called manual testing. Next, automation testing. It is a process to conduct testing on application with the help of tools, with the help of tools. It's called automation testing. Once again, what is automation testing? Testing engineer to conduct testing on application with the help of tools and softwares is called automation testing. So manual testing different, automation testing different. But any kind of project, we should start with manually. Few students are confused. Now in nowadays, more jobs will be there in the automation. So without manual, so directly I want to learn automation, it's not possible. Any project, we should start with manually. So 50% and 60% we should complete by manually. After that, so for the automation required places, we can use automation tools. But 100% by the automation testing is not possible. But 100% by the manual testing is possible, but it will take too much of time. See, now what kind of projects we need to follow the manual testing and what kind of projects we need to follow the automation testing. For example, like today, I want to go to temple from my home. From my home to temple only 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. Then by walk we can go, right? But from my home to temple, 20 kilometers then 30 kilometers. By walk is it possible? Definitely we need any vehicle. Means automation process, right? Same like that. If it is small size project, manual testing is enough. Manual testing is enough. And if it is a big size project, then we need to select any one automation tool that with the help of tools conducting testing. So once again, what is the definitions for the manual testing and automation testing? Manual testing. It is a process to executing an application with an. It is a process to executing an application. It is a process to executing an application with an. Like it is a process to executing an application by the human interactions. It's called manual testing. Next, automation testing. It's a process to executing an application with the help of tools and softwares. With the help of tools and softwares, it's called automation testing. So manual testing different, automation testing different. So manual testing means only by the human interactions. Automation testing means with the help of tools. Mostly for the small size projects, we can use manual testing, and big size projects, we can use automation testing. Okay. I hope it's clear. Manual testing and automation testing is clear for you. Okay, fine. And any doubts, you can chart your doubts in the chat box. Now let us know. So what is the famous tools in the automation tool? What are the tools in the market? Like see, if I want to go to temple, then I can use bike, car, bus. Same like that. Based on the requirements in the market, the different tools are available. What are the tools? One is QTP and the QTP latest version UFT. And the next one Selenium. And the next one, Load Runner. Load Runner. Now, those are in the market famous tools. So, let us know which one is the best. See, Load Runner. Load Runner. Try to understand. Load Runner. Take one share auto. One auto running with one user. So, auto speed very fast. The same auto load with the 2 customers load auto running. With 5 customers load auto running little bit slow, and the same auto running with 10 users. So auto speed very slow. Same like that. So take our Facebook application. At a time 1 lakh users log in into Facebook application. So at a time 1 lakh users start using application, also working very good. At a time 1 crore people using, little bit slow. At a time 10 crores people using, so that little bit slow. Means based on the load, application performance will be there. Based on the load, application performance will be there. To check the performance of the application, we can use Load Runner. By the help of Load Runner tool, we can check only performance, not correctness. Means whatever of the output is coming, the output is correct or not, we are not able to check. But any output, the performance speed or not, we can check. Only to check the performance of the application, we can use Load Runner tool. And in the market, very less jobs is there in the Load Runner, but every application performance is not important, right? So for example, so I got it one project. I need to check performance testing. Now customer requirement application. So when at a time 1 lakh users log into application, then what is the performance of the application? What is the customer requirement? When at a time 1 lakh users log into application, then what is the performance of the application? what is the performance of the application. Now, so what is the customer requirement application I need to check by 1 lakh users. Example, if it is a 10 users, 100 users, manually without any tools, we can arrange 10 systems, 100 systems, at a time 10 users login, 100 users login, we can check the performance. What customer requirement application check by 1 lakh users. Then how they can create Selenium, arrange 1 lakh systems, one gunshot, it's not possible, right? So what should we do? To check by the 1 lakh users performance, one tool is enough. How many tools required? Example, customer requirement application check by 1 lakh users. One tool is enough. Our customer requirement application check by 1 crore users. One tool is enough. Again, customer requirement application check by 10 crores. Again, one tool is enough. Like one tool, like how is it possible one tool? How many users is not an issue. Like by the one tool, we can check the multiple users performance. How it's possible? Like, did you see Rajinikanth Robo movie? What is the climax? One Rajinikanth will create the multiple Rajinikanths, right? Same like that, one load runner will create the multiple users and give the performance on application. So only one tool, it will create the more users on the application, more users and just giving performance on application and giving performance on application. So this is a use of purpose of load runner only to check the performance of load runner. And if you want to learn load runner, we should learn C and C++ basics. The next, Qtp and UFT and Selenium. So Qtp developed by the HP product and somewhere $10,000. Selenium developed by ThoughtWorks company. ThoughtWorks. So it is a open source. Open source means free. It is a $10,000, but it is a open source. So which one is the best? I think you are thinking open source, right? But not like that. If it is a Qtp, it can support both applications. What is the both applications? Either it can support Windows applications as well as web-based applications. But Selenium, it can support only web-based applications. It doesn't support with Windows-based. See example. So let's say two students, student number 1, student number 2, they got it, they learned Qtp and Selenium. Student number 1, he learned only Qtp and he got it job on the Qtp. Student number 2, he learned only Selenium and he got it job on the Selenium. And those projects now web applications. After 1 year, so those they got it Windows based. Now by the Qtp, so here the first year test student number 1, he can continue the job. Why? Because Qtp can support Windows based applications also. But Selenium, it can support only web based. Again, student number 2, he need to prepare resume and he need to search for the jobs. Why? Because he learned only Selenium. It doesn't support with Windows based applications. Correct or not? So if it is a Qtp, it can support web based applications as well as Windows based application. And if it is a Selenium, it can support web based applications. It can support only web based applications. And see, like if you want to learn Selenium, first we should learn the programming knowledge. We should learn core Java. If you don't know core Java, so we should understand C and C++, everything. Now, if you know this type of programming, then we can become a programmer or a testing engineer, right? Correct or not? But to learn Qtp and UFT, no need any programming knowledge. Only VB script. Scripting means not programming. Like remember, our 10th class time we learned a square plus b square. It's some formula. Same like functions will be there in the VB script. Those functions is enough to operate Qtp. So no need any programming knowledge to work with Qtp and UFT. But if you want to work with Selenium, so programming knowledge required. Still, few students confused which one is the best. So what I am saying, Qtp is the best. Why? Because to learn Qtp, no need any programming knowledge. So non-native people easily they can learn, and so by using Qtp, it can support web-based application as well as Windows-based application. And the main reason, see, but few students will be confused. Qtp is costly tool, Selenium is open source free tool. Then why still again Qtp best? The simple example, I want to purchase one mobile, so I have some requirements. Like I need to purchase 8 megapixel cam, 5.5 inches display. I have some expectations. I am going to the mobile shop. Same requirements, Samsung mobile available 10,000 rupees. Same requirements, China mobile available 1,000 rupees. But for quality purpose, which one is the best? Samsung, of course, right? So costly but Samsung, same like the QTP. QTP is a evergreen tool, and QTP the latest version UFT. QTP is a evergreen tool, but Selenium not like that. We are not sure how long will be there in the market. Why? Because it is an open source. For example, Tech Mahindra, if they develop any another open source tool, if it is a like when compared with the Selenium, if it is a very best, then testing engineer again they can move into the tool. So now, so market there is no consistency for Selenium. We are not sure how long will be there. Why? Because it is a open source. It is a open source, but QTP not like that. Evergreen, evergreen from 1988 onwards. So still every yearly the HP people they are releasing some versions with the few features. So it's a evergreen tool. And the simple one thing like by the QTP we can conduct testing on web applications and Windows, but by using Selenium we can conduct testing on only web application, And you know one thing, the simple point, by the using QTP we can conduct testing on Selenium and another tools. But even by the using Selenium, even we are not able to conduct testing on QTP also. That is the power of QTP. By the using Selenium, we are not able to conduct testing on QTP and UFT. But by the using QTP and UFT, we can conduct testing on Selenium also. We can conduct testing on Selenium and load runner also. That is the power of QTP. So what I am saying, QTP is evergreen tool. So first learn QTP. Once the QTP is completed, then go for Selenium. Understand? So go for Selenium. And so QTP is evergreen tool. QTP can support web-based applications as well as Windows applications. And to work with QTP, so no need to work with QTP, no need any programming knowledge. Understand? Okay. And so in our duration, so we can discuss about so like see first QTP, we can discuss about see first the manual testing. Once the manual testing is completed, then we can discuss about QC, quality center. Then we can discuss about quality center. See, once the manual testing is complete, then we can discuss about quality center. And so along with the manual testing and QC process, we can discuss about one live project here. Along with the live process, we can discuss those concepts. Once it's completed, then we can discuss about automation testing. And to learn QTP, so VBScript is required. So first I will explain VBScript. You no need to study any books for the VBScript. I will explain which is required for the QTP. Once VBScript is completed, then we can discuss about QTP and UFT. Like QTP, the latest version UFT in the market. 2 you should learn, 2 I will explain. And so like all advanced concepts, all concepts I will cover in the QTP and UFT. Once the concept is covered, then you can keep 3+, 4+ experience on the QTP and UFT. Okay. And like so once it's completed, like again this QTP and the UFT I will explain on the one live project. But automation one only like not only on one live projects. So we can discuss on the multiple projects like the real-time projects, Gmail, Facebook, Yahoo applications, how to test by using automation tools, and everything I will show. Understand this one? So this is it will take 40 to 45 days, 40 to 45 hours class. And while explaining the class, you no need to write any notes. So the soft copies, everything I will forward to your mails, and every day you can get the recordings also. So if you have any doubts, again you can follow the recordings, and the interview questions I will forward to your mails, and the sample resumes I can forward. So if you have any doubts, and you can interact with me, so and I will help to how to prepare resumes and everything. Okay.